Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm sitting in one of my favorite spots here in Croatia, and I wanted to share with you something that has to do with traveling. Three of my most efficient tips for preventing jet lag naturally. It's a common question I get, and as a dancer and holistic medical doctor, I do a lot of traveling. And I've been using these tips for a few years and honing them, so I want to share them with you today. A lot of people I know try melatonin as a supplement to prevent jet lag, but the scientific studies are really out on the efficiency and efficaciousness of it. And in my experience, many people I know and work with don't find a consistent positive effect with melatonin for preventing jet lag. So here are my tips that I use personally, and I hope they're helpful for you. 3. The first one is to implement digestive rest. For everyone, that can look different. What I mean by that is that if you're coming from a more processed, heavy diet, then just scaling back to eating more whole fruits, drinking juices, especially green juices, around the time of your travel is enough of a digestive rest for many people. If, however, you already eat a pretty clean diet, then scaling down further to maybe just doing green juices or maybe even doing a water or dry fast for a short period of time can be wonderful. And I can tell you that that's what I do. I usually will get on the plane and dry fast for the period of time of my journey. And what digestive rest does is that it frees up your body to be able to do the work of recalibrating the circadian rhythm. So digestion uses up a lot of energy, and when you're not working on digestion, the body can then do the work of resetting your internal clock. Jet lag usually happens when we're crossing two or more time zones, and what happens in that case is that our circadian rhythm, that internal clock, gets completely disrupted, and we wake up or we arrive in our point of destination completely foggy headed, tired, and some of us get pretty sick actually. So these tips hopefully will be helpful. So number one, again, is digestive rest. Number two is huge and is really helpful for me, and that is to match your external clock, so your watch or your phone clock, with the clock or the time of your place of arrival, not the place of departure. So for example, if I leave California at 9 a.m. and I'm headed for Bangkok, I will set my clock to Bangkok's time at midnight, and I will act accordingly. I will not start eating breakfast. I will not start talking a lot with people around me. I will actually put my sleeping mask on and go to sleep because I'm acting as though I'm at my place of arrival. This has been hugely helpful for me, and what it necessitates is bringing along with you earplugs and a sleeping mask. I'm a very light packer. I'm very much of a minimalist, but I bring these two objects, sleeping mask and earplugs. They don't take up any space, and they can be extremely helpful for doing this. And when you arrive where you arrive, you feel energized, you're tuned with the place that you are arriving at. The other thing I want to say really quickly about that is a lot of people suggest doing this process a few days before your actual trip. So spending 3 days, for example, in the example I give, being in California, living as though you're in Bangkok time. To be honest with you, I don't find it practical, and it can end up being more stress than it's worth. And just getting on board, getting on your flight, and changing your clock immediately, for me, has been just as good. Number 3 is moving your body. I cannot stress this enough. Movement, especially actually inversions, can be extremely helpful for long flights. And what I recommend for people to do is to be active in general, but definitely around the time of your flight. So what I like to do is in the airport, I find a quiet place and I'll do a few yoga sequences, do a yoga flow. I will do maybe headstand. You can do a simple inversion. Don't have to do anything fancy, like standing up straight and then folding over at your waist into Uttanasana or forward bend. Do this in the airport and do this during the flight for a little bit of an inversion. Inversions are amazing, especially when you can get your legs up before the flight in the airport, um, because they prevent venous stasis. And what venous stasis is when the blood in your legs pool and you get edema or swelling of your legs. And this is actually a risk factor for having clots in the legs and other dangerous issues. So I definitely recommend doing inversions and just moving your body, doing handstands in the airport, walking around in the airport before you get on the flight. So to recap, the 3 tips, most efficient, most efficacious that I have are: 1, digestive rest; number 2, set your watch to the time of arrival; and number 3 is move your body. I hope you use these. Comment down below if you've tried them or when you try them and if they help you out. And definitely like the video if you found it useful. Share it with anyone who you think would find it useful or travels a lot. And subscribe for more videos here on this channel. All my love. Take care and happy travels. See you.